All right, guys. So you've done some experiments to see the relationship between force and mass and acceleration. And what we have demonstrated is Newton's second law. So Newton's second law can be written as force equals mass times acceleration. So pause the video here for a second and write that down. Okay, so what I want to do is use this sort of silly teeter-totter analogy to think about this equation. And I'm told that most people don't call them teeter-totters, apparently. Seesaw, if you prefer. Okay, so we have the equal sign in the equation is the midpoint of your seesaw. So force is on one side and mass and acceleration are on the other. So in this example, we are not going to change mass. Mass will remain constant. So our guy there is not going to change. But what happens if the force gets bigger? So what happens if this orangutan gets bigger all of a sudden? Well, the teeter-totter is now out of balance, right? So what do we have to do to balance it? We can't change the guy. So the only thing left that we can change is the kitty, the acceleration, right? So the acceleration has to get bigger in order to rebalance the equation. So if the force went up but the mass didn't change, the acceleration also went up. Increasing the force caused an increase in acceleration. Mass could not change in this example. Okay, pause here and write this into your notes, because what we just figured out is that more force will cause the same object to accelerate faster than less force. And draw yourself a little sketch of this graph. Okay, another example. For this one, let's keep the force constant. So the orangutan is not going to change, but what happens if our mass goes up? So our guy gets bigger. Well, boom, now our teeter-totter or seesaw is out of balance in the other direction. So what do we do to put it back into balance? The only thing we can change is acceleration. So the acceleration has to go down. So now we have the tiny little acceleration, which balanced out the big mass. All right, so this is the second way we can talk about this relationship. As mass increases, the same force will create less acceleration in an object. So pause the video here, write this down, and sketch the graph into your notebook.